All right, let's dive right into what I think is one of the most exciting automotive articles we've seen all year. In this explainer, we're looking at an absolute heavyweight battle. On one side, we have the reigning electric vehicle champion, the Tesla Model Y. And on the other, a highly anticipated, incredibly disruptive new challenger from China, the Xiaomi YU7. We're going to take you through all the hard data, the wild specs, and the underlying strategies detailed in our sources to show you exactly how this rivalry is completely reshaping the automotive world.
Now picture this number for a second, 289,000. According to our sources, that is the number of confirmed pre-orders the Xiaomi YU7 received in just one single hour. Yeah, 1 hour. This isn't just a successful launch, it's an unprecedented industry disruption. I mean, we're watching a consumer electronics giant step onto the automotive stage and instantly command the kind of massive demand that traditional automakers spend decades trying to build.
So here is our agenda for today's explainer. We'll start with a new EV challenger, then look at Lei Jun versus Elon Musk, go head-to-head with the specs, explore the smart cabin ecosystem, discuss Tesla's enduring strengths, and finally, look at the future EV market. Okay, let's kick things off with Section 1, a new EV challenger, as Xiaomi officially enters the SUV arena. To really grasp how big this is, we gotta trace Xiaomi's explosive entry. They designed this vehicle specifically to rival Tesla's Model Y. In 2024, Xiaomi shocked everyone with the SU7 sedan. Fast forward to early 2025, and Tesla releases their Model Y Juniper refresh, which our sources note actually featured somewhat minimal updates. Sensing a huge opening, Xiaomi unveiled the YU7 SUV in May 2025, and the demand was so ferocious ahead of its July market launch that buyers are now facing up to a 56-week waitlist. Think about that. If you lock in your order today, it'll literally take an entire year for the factory to fulfill it.
Moving right along to Section 2. Lei Jun versus Elon Musk. Two visionaries, two very different philosophies.
Xiaomi CEO Lei Jun has actually called this the last major entrepreneurial project of my life. That is a massive statement. Our sources really highlight his immense personal dedication to this EV project. Often referred to the Steve Jobs of China, he's built this fiercely loyal community of people known as Mi fans. And now he's taking that same obsessiveness he has over consumer tech and applying it directly to vehicle manufacturing.
And this is where it gets really fascinating, because the core philosophies of these two companies couldn't be more different. Elon Musk is completely radical and all in on autonomy with Tesla. He views the car as this vision-only, minimalist robot on wheels, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Conversely, Lei Jun's approach is highly pragmatic and incremental. He calls it human x car x home. Xiaomi essentially views the car as a seamless extension of your smart home ecosystem. For them, it's not just a car, it's another connected node in your daily digital life.
All right. Section 3, head-to-head. Let's crunch some of these brutal specs.
Xiaomi's strategy here is incredibly aggressive. They are deliberately undercutting Tesla's base price in China by 10,000 RMB. But here's the kicker. For that lower price, they're giving you a significantly larger 96.3 kilowatt-hour battery from BYD. That translates to a massive 835 kilometers of stated range, which absolutely dwarfs Tesla's 593 kilometers. Add to that, the YU7 is physically longer and just has a much larger overall footprint.
Now what about charging? Tesla's Model Y currently uses a 400-volt architecture. That means a 10% to 80% charge takes roughly 27 minutes at a supercharger. Xiaomi, on the other hand, brought a next-gen 800-volt silicon carbide architecture to the YU7. This allows for some seriously blazing fast pit stops. It reportedly adds up to 317 miles, or 620 kilometers, of range in just 15 minutes.
And hey, if pure speed is what you're after, well, the Tesla Model Y puts up a very respectable 4.3 seconds from 0 to 100. Xiaomi is targeting straight-up hypercar power for its top trims. The YU7 Max drops that time down to 3.23 seconds, and the specialized GT version, it packs an astonishing 1,000 horsepower to achieve mind-bending acceleration, hitting 100 kilometers an hour in roughly 2.0 seconds flat.
Section 4. The Smart Cabin Ecosystem. It comes down to creature comforts versus Spartan minimalism.
When you step inside the cabin, you really have to ask yourself what you value more. Our sources point out that Xiaomi went absolutely all in on tech lifestyle integration. I mean, the YU7 features an integrated mini fridge right between the seats that can keep your drinks ice cold or warm them up. It has a built-in fragrance diffuser with custom scent cartridges. The seats offer this zero-gravity reclining function in both the front and the rear. The panoramic glass roof doesn't just block UV rays, you can actually dim it to 100% blackout for total privacy. And they've included these powered magnetic points across the dashboard so you can just easily snap on accessories.
The driver interfaces are also like night and day. We all know Tesla relies on its iconic single 15-inch central touchscreen to control basically everything. But Xiaomi tackled the most common complaint about touchscreen-only setups. They offer a huge 16.1-inch 3K screen, but it actually allows you to snap on a magnetic physical button bar right at the bottom. Plus, they threw in a dedicated 3-screen mini OLED head-up display, making sure all your crucial info is right there in your line of sight.
Moving to Section 5, Tesla's enduring strengths. Here is why the reigning champion is still the benchmark. Now, despite all those crazy specs from Xiaomi, we have to stay completely objective here. An excellent breakdown from one of our European sources, Dual Volt, points out 4 critical areas where Tesla maintains a massive lead. Those are real-world efficiency, their integrated global supercharger network, the absolute fluidity of their software and app ecosystem, and their proven resale value in what is a very volatile market right now.
Let's zero in on that first point, real-world efficiency. Our sources make a point to emphasize that while Xiaomi relies on a heavy, massive 96.3 kilowatt-hour battery to hit its impressive range, Tesla is simply a master of optimization. Their engineering allows them to achieve incredible highway consumption rates using a much lighter, smaller 62.5 kilowatt-hour pack. They do so much more with less. And that kind of underlying engineering efficiency, that literally takes decades to perfect.
Which brings us to our final section. Section 6, the future EV market and the ripple effects of the YU7.
Take a look at this data from Car News China. It illustrates just how vulnerable Tesla could actually be here. Back in 2023, the Model Y accounted for a staggering 74.6% of all Tesla sales in China. It is their absolute bread and butter. With Xiaomi now directly targeting this exact demographic with a physically larger vehicle, incredibly aggressive pricing, and all that massive tech integration we just talked about, the pressure on Tesla's market share over the next year is going to be immense.
Well, that completely wraps up our explainer for today. Thank you so much for joining us and exploring this phenomenal article breakdown. I really hope you found digging through this data as fascinating as I did. But before we go, I want to leave you with a final, provocative thought to chew on. Will Xiaomi's hyper-connected, localized, smart ecosystem actually be enough to dethrone Tesla on a global scale? Or does Tesla's raw underlying efficiency and proven infrastructure mean the Model Y is still the ultimate EV benchmark? Think about it, keep learning, we'll catch you next time.